What's up, guys? You know we don't waste time over here. We're jumping right in, and in this video we're going to be doing a frontal sew-in. To start off, what you want to do is go ahead and clean your client's skin where you're going to be placing that frontal, where you're going to be placing the adhesive actually, and you want to clean that with rubbing alcohol that is 90% and up. And next, you want to go ahead and freeze spray those edges back. We are going to be using lace glue, and we want to prevent, you know, taking her edges out as much as possible. So you want to freeze spray the edges back just so you can have a better lining as far as where the edges start. And after you get that done, do as I'm doing here, which is just placing dots right in front of her hairline. With you using the Got To Be, it's easier for you to place this glue where it needs to be since the hair is out the way. Once you've completely dotted her hairline with lace glue, you want to have your client grab the front of the wave cap that you're using, whether it's beige or dark brown, and you want to have them hold the cap away from the glue because you don't want it to stick just yet until you get the placement right. And then you'll have your client slide their hands all the way to their ears, or you can just grab the cap at this point and you'll have your client have her head up so you'll see exactly where you're placing the cap, and you want to put the cap right on that layer of glue that you've placed. There's different ways of doing a bald cap method. This is a way that my god sister taught me. She does hair down here in Miami, and it's the way that has stuck with me. Cutting the cap around the ears is definitely going to help you lay the cap flatter and to spread that glue, to smoothen the layer of glue out to be as flat as possible. You want to use the tail of a rat tail comb or a rat tail brush. I had a brush, and I picked up the ear tabs trick from Erica J's channel. She's really talented, and if you want to learn something cool, definitely head there. I added makeup to the front of her cap, and I just cut off the excess cap both in the back and in the front. Time to sew the frontal on, and before we sew it on, you want to make sure that you have the placement on point, or else it's just gonna be off. You have to make sure the placement is on point before you sew the frontal down. This is where it's gonna be when it's glued down. So with you sewing the back and with her holding it down, it's not gonna mess up the margins that you just created for yourself because it's not moving. And I'm not really teaching how to sew, so this is gonna be like an intermediate level video, I guess you can say. And when you're sewing, try not to pull too hard because again, you don't want to move the frontal in the front. Moving on to tinting the lace. This is very important. Never skip this step. If you're skipping tinting, then use makeup. Just don't skip some type of step. But I'm using the tint from the Wig Gurus and in Mocha and also in Pure Beige. And what I did was I sprayed a layer of one color and I blow dried it before I added the next color and did the same thing. Here I basically have her holding down that lace so I can create a margin for myself using some concealer. I want to know exactly how far out I can place this glue because I don't want to have glue on her forehead if there's not going to be any lace there. So now that I have a guideline for myself, I'm starting off with my first layer of glue, and I'm going to use a popsicle stick. And I ordered a pack of like 100 of these from Amazon for like $8. And I'm using the popsicle sticks to basically spread the glue out. I want the layer of glue to be as smooth as possible because once this dries clear, it won't dry clear if it's not on flat, even and smooth. So first of all, we have to make sure that the application is correct, and once it dries clear, you go in with your second layer. I did add 3 layers, and in between the layers drying, I went and I started sewing in the bundles in the back, which I didn't show too much, but I did want to include my process. Like I said, I did have 3 layers of glue, and once I had all the layers on and dried clear, I removed those margins that I had created with my concealer with some alcohol. After you get that lace into the glue, you want to go ahead and use your comb to really press the lace into those layers of glue before you wrap it up. And before you wrap it up as well, you can go ahead and cut the excess lace. I'm using a razor to do so, but you can use a scissor. Whatever you use, just make sure that you don't cut a straight line, because then it's gonna look very boxy, very wiggy. So you want to create some type of rigidness with the way you're cutting. And that's what we're gonna do here. And then we're gonna wrap her hair up, have her blow dry it, and we're gonna finish sewing the bundles in the back. Okay, so after cutting all the lace, the frontal should look something like this. I'm gonna wrap the frontal down and let her blow dry it for like half an hour while I sew the back, because I don't like to add baby hairs immediately with mousse, because it starts slipping and sliding sometimes and it gets on my nerves. So we just finished the back. Well, we went halfway before we added some baby hair. And what I'm doing here is plucking the frontal, because as you can see, the frontal was very thick. I had plucked some the night prior, but it was just so thick it barely even put a dent in it, so I had to go back and pluck some more while it was on her head. And this video is not specific to anything but the basics of knowing how to do a frontal sew-in, so I didn't go in depth with my plucking. But if that's something that you would like to see, definitely let me know and I'll create a video specifically on that. I know y'all see the other part, the other side of this part looking crazy, and that's why I'm using this hot comb, because in order to get the hair on your frontal as straight as possible, as flat as possible, the hot comb will be your best friend in that sense. This hot comb in particular sucks because it is a plug-in, and those don't really get as hot as the stove tops, but it does, you know, get the job done. But it's not like the best hot comb in the world, definitely not. And I just noticed this is my second hair video and I don't have any clips of me laying the baby hair. I'm so sorry, but my next video for sure, I'm gonna make sure that I have a clip of me laying the baby hair with the mousse. But right now I'm just straightening that frontal. The other side is already done. As I told you at the top, you do want to use a hot comb, but I used the hot comb and the flat iron just to make sure it was as flat as possible, because when you get your bone straight part down the middle, you want this look to be very sleek. We are pretty much done. We're wrapping up, adding final touches. I love this Care wax stick because it does help me lay down flyaways, and it does help the top lay even flatter than it would with just using a hot comb alone. So big thanks to everybody who has watched this video. If you've learned something and feel like you can apply some basic frontal application techniques to yourself or to one of your clients, please like this video so that we can spread this content to more people, and go as far as leaving a comment. Maybe take it a step further, subscribe to this channel. This is a complete look. The only thing that I'm going to do now is define the part a little bit more by adding some makeup, and you can go in with some black spray to make that part even straighter. I just didn't record that. So thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.